Hey, Diane Lindbergh
Hi.
is here in person now.
Erika.
That's good.
Hi, Bernadette.
It's a miracle.
Hi, Erika.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
Is this Donna?
Okay.
Pardon me?
This is Diane, Bernadette. I'm the one that accidentally called you one time. I have tried to get on this call with a visual 15 times.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I spent 3 hours and 15 minutes with Apple yesterday, and I got on.
Yay!
Wow.
Yay!
Wow. Millions.
Yeah, I'm thrilled.
Oh,
Yes.
I remember you struggling.
Yeah. Since January 7th, I've been on every call, and this is the first time you guys have I've got
Oh,
to see
wow.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
That's
I know.
I seen your face.
Yeah, really
Oh,
nice
Alex,
to see your
Yuri.
face.
Hi,
Peter is
James.
here.
This is James.
Hello, Noreen. Hi, Bernadette.
Hi,
How
James.
are you?
Hi,
Hello,
Peter.
Peter.
Hi, Peter.
Hey, everyone.
Wonderful, Peter.
Hi,
Well,
Yuri. Hi, Noreen. Hi, Peter.
Julie?
Hi, Julie.
Everybody.
Yo.
Hi.
So
hi,
I was thinking about Julie just recently.
Yeah.
For the three that just left,
What?
they all hit their trickster.
What?
And,
Three. Who's the third?
Three.
Florrie and Tim
M.
and Jane.
Oh, Jane.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
Jane, Billy's wife.
Jane
Oh.
Oh.
Is it a question?
right. Well,
Quasar, yes.
the one of the three words for Jane was closed, because she doesn't want to be confused with facts, and that's okay. And she hit it the same day that Tim did, the 11th. And then the next day, Puff Flurry. So for the last 4 super cycles, I have been doing surrogate work. And so this morning, I did surrogate work for all 3 of them. And when I remind myself what is the end point of the anus, it's the stomach, the large intestines, the small intestine, the pancreas, the liver. It's major cleansing. And so I did all 3. Hi, Diana.
Hi, Diana.
Hi,
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
I did all 3 this morning. And the water and my weight were not enough to clear. So I just said, okay, it's like molasses. And, but I've been practicing for 4 super cycles, 4 consecutive super cycles. So I'm good at it. And I've had lots of practice. But it took me more to eliminate for them. And I'm simply thankful for my practice. It's no problem. It just required me to take new steps. But for you, I would not do any surrogate work until you are able to do the quantum cleansing for others. Just a simple point. but don't try it. It's just not worth it. And when you do it, be sure you check with your Magnificence beforehand. It's a major deal. It's not a minor deal. So that's what I wanted to share. No wonder they fell victim to their trickster. And they still had a lot left. But now it's gone. Completely. So, everything is happening. But it's just a note to self. And remember, your true self is your Magnificence. And I've explained it. Don't do surrogate work until you're ready.
Yes.
It's hard enough keeping your own strength on your own feet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Indeed.
exactly.
Indeed.
It's just free it. I've done quite a bit of surrogate work, but only in this life, but only one person at a time.
Yeah.
And this time I did 3 at once.
Wow.
And that's a lot. And it all comes out, it all, look at Uranus, one of 19 release points.
Mm-hmm.
That's simple. Ask for Magnificence, look at Uranus.
As you do.
You need a good mirror.
Wow.
Leave it to Bernadette.
Right. You'll have a playful way of sharing with us.
Yes.
He's living in England. You have to.
Across the pond.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good thing.
Yep.
So keep in mind we still have 2, and they haven't declared themselves. And they have 2 weeks, 13 days.
Right.
So to try to anticipate is a quantum never anticipates. A quantum reacts to the day, not yesterday. Because there is no, yesterday is part of who you are. Only today are you having more fun, continuing to be happy no matter what is happening to you, and being better than you were yesterday. That's simple.
Yeah.
Fun, happy, lots of fun, always happy, and better. A 1, 2, 3, a trident, a pitchfork. Not 5, but 3.
Yes.
The 3 of quantum are fun, happy, better. So, who has questions?
Peter, I have a question.
Go ahead, Julie.
You said you were thinking about me this morning, and then you didn't say anything.
I know that you care so much about what you put into your stomach that then goes to your large or small intestines and then large intestines, and your bile and your liver and your spleen, and then where if you have or have not an appendix. The reason we have an appendix, we didn't used to have a large intestine. It's plain and simple.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we added it.
Hi, Diana.
How are you, Diane?
Which one are you talking to?
I'm
Diana Martinez.
having trouble with my I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes.
No, I can.
You're cutting in and out.
And Diane, it's nice to
Yeah.
see you on the call.
Okay.
Me?
Yeah.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle.
Yay.
She did it.
Yay.
She
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah, it's really nice to see you.
Thank you. It's so nice to see everybody. I usually just get little balls, on my screen. I couldn't see anyone. But they had to completely. My iPad's brand new. I just got it, and thanks to Dennis, because he gave Donna D the information, and we both got the same one, by the way. But it's never worked, and so they had to take off the whole thing and take it to 0, and then reboot the whole thing. Yay!
Yeah.
Now,
Yay is right. Thank you.
Yes.
yeah, thank you.
That, to me, is a big deal, what you
Yeah.
just did.
Yes.
It was to me. I have no computer skills or any kind of those skills, and I learned so much. I can push every button on my iPad now and tell you what to do. So,
Yay.
cool. Yeah. Anyway.
And
So, who has questions?
I
We
want
can
to.
throw a lot.
Yes.
Your emotions have never been pushed this far.
Yes.
What
Yeah, it
is
was
an emotion?
rather exhausting.
Energy is motion.
Not fun
Yeah.
Yeah.
at all.
And when you're quantum, your emotions are always positive.
Right.
Always. Pretty simple.
Yes.
Well,
So-
go
Go ahead.
ahead, Noreen. Go ahead, Noreen.
No, go ahead, Dennis.
There's Dennis. Hi, Dennis.
Hello, Dennis.
Hey,
Dennis.
So I was curious if you could give a bit of an explanation, Peter, about what the deal is about the trickster and why it's so important that we master that before the 27th.
Well, it's simply, we're going to Magnificent only on the 27th.
Yes.
And the trickster is not part of Magnificent only. It's in the same category with ego.
Okay.
So it doesn't belong.
Okay.
And you can't get into merging or integrating with the magnificence without.
No, not if it's in control.
Yeah, if it's running life on the side.
Yeah. It's totally energy related. Ego stands for energy go.
Yes.
Trickster. Look at what is in the trickster. It's 0 quantum. Nothing. So what a trickster have to do with quantum? Nothing.
No
Well,
value.
that adds up.
Yeah.
And I wanted to share my analogy with the group. It's like the story of the ant and the elephant. The ant actually is the trickster, and it's in the elephant's trunk. It's gonna keep biting because that's the only thing it knows, how to wake you up. Its job is to wake you up. It's not gonna stop biting till you see and acknowledge it and move past it. So
That was really good.
That's a funny
Look,
one.
look at it as a fail-safe system. Look at it as duplicative. We all have an ego.
Have a what?
Ego.
Energy go.
Ego.
We all have a trickster. we need to be the master of both.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's simple.
And so the pain is the, trigger for either making a different choice or go down in the circles, for a little longer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look at the care. To me, this shows the care of your magnificence.
Yes.
If you all look at the 23 profound steps, you will now see Noreen's name.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah. But you didn't see that as long as Puff Lori, because Noreen and Puff Lori did the Upanishads.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you never saw Noreen until Puff Lori got tricked. And then the very same day that happened, you knew Noreen. And you all know Noreen. He does these calls. I mean, it's amazing what he does.
Yeah.
But until Puff Lori said, I've been tricked, you didn't know that he's part of the trident, original trident of happiness, sharing, and expansion. Didn't know that.
Huh.
But within 3 hours, it was on the website for any that happened.
Mm-hmm.
That's how caring each magnificence is.
Oh, I see.
They look at the whole using quantum entanglement, which is instant.
Mm-hmm.
They look at all of us, not just themselves, but all of us.
Yes.
And act that way.
Mm.
And you just saw it. So I'm not sharing anything but already what you've seen.
Mm.
So anything that comes to you instantly, you know it's from your magnificence.
Yes.
But your magnificence also knows you're gathering experience elements. And there are certain things that won't be said by your magnificence until you have your experience film complete. We really care about it. Look at myself. I mean, it's sad to see 3 of my friends go. What did I do? I did something for them that they'll never know about.
Yes.
That's what we do for each other as magnificence.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. February February the 11th has always been a funny day for me.
What happened?
Especially when I worked in the old people. Yes. It's like a turning point, isn't it? Turning point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Peter, their magnificences know that it's the best thing to do for them for now, right? They know.
Correct.
I mean, maybe
Correct.
their conscious mind don't understand or they're having problem or something, but their magnificences actually know it's the best course of action right now.
Yeah.
At the Broadmoor. I was at the Broadmoor. And I'm sitting out there with the sun and enjoying what is coming to me through the holographic cover of the sun. And along walks somebody that I've known since 1994. And we have a death. And there are the children, there's the mother, and there's the father. And she didn't know what to do. So I quickly shared the 9 loves. And then I shared with her, be quantum. And you're not sending the love. Simply by being quantum, you are allowing the love.
Mm-hmm. Allowing the love.
Allowing the love. That's very different than sending. You can't send anything that doesn't have a vibration. You're just teasing yourself. But if you allow something without a vibration, then you're simply being that thing.
You're simply being that thing.
With quantum love.
Yes.
So all any of us can do is to allow quantum love.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If we try to send quantum love, we're diminishing it. Because it's divine. It's not quantum.
Yeah.
It's energy.
It's so important that every word is correct.
Yes.
It's not good enough for anybody to be roughly close on some words and exact on other words. We must know every single word is also a letter or a number.
Yeah.
And as a number, we're cross-checking it with formulas. And
with what?
Formulas are exact. There's not roughly the right formula. It is exactly the right formula. We have words. So think of it simply that the website has been checked by numbers. So the words are correct, the numbers are correct.
Yeah.
It works.
Well, I think I feel it sounds absolutely beautiful. Allowing love. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, it is. All I've done is, on the website, there's normal, which is 1 million to 1 billion years. There's fast, which is 10 years. And then you build your new experiment in 1,000 days. That's 12 and 3/4 years. Or there's very fast, where you do multiplexing, and your 1 decade becomes 10 seconds, and you still have to build your new experience filament. And my sharing is, from my point of view, I wouldn't do any surrogate work until I have it built. I mean, I have so much practice, 14,500 supercycles worth of consecutive practice, that you learn things when you practice. But, and I would still do it the same way. 3 of my friends have left. I'm going to help them.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you.
It helps us all.
Can they come back?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
But they'll use their magnificence who had the experience of using didn't use ego but used the tricks. You got to do both. They didn't. There's still 2 left. But there's still 13 days left before we go from soul and spirit to magnificence only. Until now, we're still doing soul, spirit, and magnificence. As of Wednesday the 27th, we're going to do magnificence only. Big deal, right?
Yes.
Everybody's
Peter,
benefit.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
If we go to Magnificence, can that trickster come back again? Or once we reach Magnificence, has the trickster gone away?
Once you connect, trickster has not gone away. Remember, Leah, a couple weeks ago, I even checked my stocking stuff to make sure it was still empty.
Okay.
And it
so
was.
We always have to check for it. Okay.
Exactly, but because it simply means that forever forward, we have this onboard trickster. So if we happen to slip up, we have on board the solution. It's fabulous.
Yeah.
And we still use the ego. Ego. E is small energy. Go. G-O. The G is large, capital. And the O is energy. Go. How do I go and enter? They use an ego. How do I make sure I never back up? We use a trickster. In computers, it's called a fail-safe system. Or it's called redundancy. We have 2 different approaches. That's what we. It's not by accident.
The words that came to mind was catch and release. The trickster's going to catch it, and I'll be able to release it with my magnificence help.
Exactly. And because you're releasing it from quantum, where you have no vibrations, look how much easier that is. In going through and working with the vibrations, this, you talk about complex, that's complex. But that's not what we're doing. Because basically, starting in 2021, some of you will be quantum only. You'll still operate in divinity. You'll use energy. But this is where the words jump out. Quantum, place, energy, space. That's what that means. They're huge. Space and place. And you're all working on combining and doing everything from your quantum place in the energy space. That's another way of driving your 101. Lee, does that help?
Yes, it does. Thank you. Appreciate
Good.
it.
So, who else has questions?
My mind's gone blank now.
Yeah, Peter, I have a question about quantum teammate.
Yes.
You say that you communicate with your quantum team, your wife, and Cami on a daily basis, right?
And quantum singularity.
And quantum singularity, yes. Do they have conscious awareness of the communication, or does it happen through magnificences, so that they may not have the conscious awareness of the communication?
I know that quantum singularity has, because we basically did that thing where we said, okay, we do balance, because that's the key word for everything, balance it. And then we have voice, right? Mm-hmm. And for the picture, I have that owl. And then for myself, and oneness, also oneness, which is the way of one. I mean, that's what the two of us have done, oneness. That's what we're teaching, oneness. Because that's what we're sharing, oneness. Mm-hmm. And then for myself, balance, details, and formulas. So what do you do when you can't go back and forth between numbers and letters? Well, you can't use formulas. But what do you do if you can do that? You can use formulas. And we didn't have words for a long time. Mm-hmm. Now we do. We use words. We use numbers and letters. Simple. So, I see my wife daily, and there is bleed through. She is happier. And I do it before I say awake. I do it while I'm using both energies, and not one or the other. And that's when I thank Cami and Nell in Quantum Singularity, alphabetical order. And when I observe Nell, my wife, she is happier. So there is quantum bleed-through in my case.
So that's how you communicate. But do they have understanding of your communication?
I only know the answer of that in the case of my wife, because I see her.
Oh, I see.
And she is happier. And yet the only thing that I'm doing differently is I'm thanking her for being my wife. Mm-hmm. For delivering 3 children. I have the 2 older daughters, and the 1 younger son. I know what they've done in quantum, and you wouldn't think of it, but they're all being rewarded.
Wow.
To them, they're being terrified. But it's okay.
They're being terrified.
The
In what way?
Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you, Peter.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Peter, I think this is Erica. On the autobiography, I thought for the quantum singularity, it listed one quantum singularity in quantum and one was your teammate in divine. And so I thought their singularity to me means one, but there's two. And so is one in divine, is it like the Akashic record, or is it something?
No. We tried one. Bonnie is a one. It doesn't work. So that was the experiment. It was clear after trying it once. Cher, she's the original Cher.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't work. So quantum singularity, and I said, never again will we do a one.
Mm-hmm.
So Cammie's a two, me and Cammie. My wife and I are two, right? You have quantum. Most of you who wish you had a mate in divine don't, because your mate is quantum. So all you have to do is some research, and we're going to focus on quantum, period.
Yeah.
You all have mates, every single one of you. Some of you have multiple mates.
Yeah.
But you don't know.
She likes that.
But not even more.
That was funny.
Because you're going to the source, your source, not
Yes.
my source, your source
Yes.
of those mates.
Right.
So, Peter, when beings like Cryon, or I guess Cryon is a collective and they refer to quantum singularity a lot, he talks about. And so he's talking about divine quantum singularity, or is he talking about both?
No, quantum. See, remember, there are 2 million. They aren't gathering experience stones like you are, but they are your mates.
Yes.
You can't do experience stones without holographic energy. It's period. But that doesn't say they're not there. It says that they're using a different energy.
Yes.
There really is the 1% of the 1001 part and the 100%. Your quantum part. One of the things that makes this difficult is that I'm sharing with our 1% part. But only for 13 more days.
Yes.
Then we're going to your 100% part, so that you will accelerate your integration.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Hopeful.
Very neat.
So we have 5 more minutes. Who else would like to throw something out?
Peter, can you explain why with your kids you talked about them being rewarded and terrified at the same time? I understand the terrified part because I get that, but what about the rewarded part?
That's in the 100. There's no way to share that part with them.
Okay.
I'm satisfied, but they're not. And they won't be. But that's okay. Eventually, it will happen that they'll say something like, that isn't so bad.
Oh. Well, you weren't so bad when you extended the dog's life for your daughter.
Correct. There's a lot in quantum that, unless you're sharing with somebody else quantum, they're clueless.
I had a question. What about Ashtar? You said he's quantum, and could you speak about that?
Ashtar is my replacement 4 super cycles ago. But he isn't gaining experience either. I will bring him up to speed very quickly once he comes.
Okay.
And he is every time I am with Ashtar, he is just so funny. I mean, you talk about fun. Ashtar is fun. And he has lots of happiness.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, I wish.
But he doesn't have experience.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about.
But I'll bring him up to speed very quick.
Oh, okay.
Can you just give him your experience, Filaments?
No, I will share.
That's good. Share.
Peter, but you had his job before he did?
Yes. Yeah, I had it from Super Cycle 500 down to 4 super cycles ago. So 496.
What made you change positions with him?
I chose to come and participate in the people.
Through the birth canal.
Yes. Because we had to split up, and we had to go from 2 to 3.
Yeah.
2, quantum singularity, and myself. We are like, whatever needed to be done, we do it. 5 super cycles. And then I said, I'm going to go and be with the people. Because it's time for us the people. And that was 4 super cycles ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we hit the threshold of quantum strength, which was June 1st, 2016, recently, then that's when quantum singularity and myself basically said, I'll do the details, and quantum singularity said, I'll be the voice.
And to answer your question
1,
further,
2, 3. There's everything is basically done in 3s.
And Peter, I think Ashtar felt you drew the short straw, in the deal. Wow.
have time for another question.
Who is Lord Shiva?
Who is what?
Lord Shiva.
Shiva, Father God.
He had a trident.
Lord Shiva was really when we were at war.
Ah, that's neat. I watch a lot of movies. I have a whole package of movies set that I got from India, and I've been watching them for many years, enjoying them over and over. So there's a lot about beating up the ego and all of that.
Yes.
And before Puff Flurry signed up to use the trickster, Noreen, that was as far back as we would go, as I would go. But I'm really all the Magnificence. So that's why I'm using we. That's as far as we would go. But then she finally made a choice. And then I was cleared to put Noreen's was tied to expansion. I mean, we had nothing. We had Bonnie saying we're going to share because we're now going to have no new balance. We're going to add Magnificence. And then we said the most important thing is joy. So that was Cammie and myself. But if you read in the autobiography, I think it's there, it talks about dematerialization and travel in 16 minutes total.
Right.
That's the way we got around to all 1,000 universes. And then we said, okay, so we're going to go expand from 3, but all we know is we're going to do 4. Should we do more? Well, that was Noreen.
Why?
And the answer was, yeah, we're going to go from 3 to 25. And in addition to each person's magnificence, each person will have a spirit and a soul. I mean, it's really pretty simple. You just have to go back.
Just you have to remember it. Yes.
I guess we could just always ask our Magnificence to help us to remember things like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because your Magnificence is the only difference between yours and mine is practice. I've been practicing for 14,500 consecutive super cycles. You haven't.
Yeah, we've been piddling around here doing other things.
And they do great things because all of you are now in 3 words: return to quantum.
Yes.
Gee. Thank you, Peter. Thank you for your information and love.
You're very welcome.
Yes.
Thank you.
Peter.
Thank you, Pizza.
Bye.
Peter.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you, Noreen.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you all Friday.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye,
Yeah,
everybody.
thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Noreen.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, James. Bye, you.